This video is related to one of my previous videos where I showed my dislike towards the updated Matchmaker, where it punishes player for learning the map, for learning the tanks, for learning the skills and equipment that's best for you, as it punishes if you have higher win rate by stacking bad teammates against you. So what has essentially happened is if you're a better player, you get punished more severely because on average the opponent has better players, but the opponent team, they can get away by even doing worse things, so their mistakes are not being punished. Of course, now I'm saying on average we still had bad teams or steamrolls before than we have now. I'm not saying this is happening for the first time. The key thing I'm stressing here, it's now more consistent. In simple terms, before I would have either good teammates, bad teammates, or balanced teammates. So on average, if I play well, I could win 67% of the games while playing solo without actively trying. Now with the new matchmaker, I would either have a balanced team or I would have a bad team. Now I'm saying majority of the cases, right? Of course, there are certain exceptions. I might get on a good team here and there, right? But I'm saying majority of the time I'm gonna be on a balanced team where I have to do everything to decide the outcome of the game, or I'm on a worse team where no matter what I do, I will not win. And even when I'm in a balanced team, I have to do a lot. And it is just more consistent. I don't mind doing more damage. I like doing more damage. It's just if I die, we would lose those balanced games as well. There is a lot that is relying on one player, and this is one of those examples where I'm in one of the most overpowered tank. I came to the right side and I'm doing damage, as much damage, mainly because I have a high alpha, high penetration, and insane concealment. And you might ask, well, the games are lasting longer, why are you complaining if you have to carry more? You said you don't care about win rate. Well, that is true. We don't care about win rate or good players in general because you just focus on doing better and you win automatically. But now you're being punished. You don't only lose, you get punished in other ways, because if you're losing more, if you're getting uneven teams, like one of those days where I'm going to be on bad teams the entire day, right? I only have 2 options now instead of 3. I can't be on a good team. I'll either be balanced or a bad team, and when I'm on a bad team, I'm doing less damage because I have no opportunity. And some people argued, well, it helps average players. They can finally enjoy. Well, let me explain. Everyone started from the bottom. No one was given a silver spoon to get where they are. Everyone, including myself, I started from a 40% win rate. I then went to 45, then 50 to 55, 60, 65, and so on. And now my recents are better than 65, but overall are still 65. And some players, they stopped at 45, some stopped at 50, some stopped at 55, right? I'm just getting numbers to make it easier to understand. That was their cap. I didn't get to 65 because they gave me some sort of reward. If someone went to 65 or managed to stabilize at 65, they deserve it. If someone stabilized at 50, they deserved it. Because the matchmaking was equal for everyone. It was equal. It was random. This isn't a ranked mode. This isn't a try-hard mode. This isn't pubs. So wherever everyone was, because they learned how to play. But now all of a sudden, they're like, because you want balanced games, we now are going to punish you by putting it. Like, it's not always, as I said, right? Like, I'm stressing it. It's the average. It's the consistency of this happening, that you are supposed to decide the entire game. And sometimes you can't even do that. As I said earlier, I get punished more severely. And I can't even play off meta tank. And opponents, they just make worse plays than before and still get away for it. How do you call this balance? It is essentially like a 10v15. You start a battle as 10v15 and you call it balance because it's lasting longer. That is false. Yes, the match will last longer. Why does it last longer? In a simple scenario, let's say I had 3 or 4 bad players. Now they will die immediately. There is a 3 or 4 tank deficit. After that, the opponent team, they would be careful, right? Because they're good enough where they don't drive out in the open, but they don't know how to push effectively, so they'll just hold. They just hold. So they don't make the play. Everyone just staying held down. No one makes a play. We don't make the play, and the game end up resulting longer because they just have better teammates which know not to drive out in the open, and the game's gonna last longer. So yeah, the game's lasting longer, but it isn't because it's balanced. You just gave you distributed players by punishing one team and then making more or better players on average on the other team, that they don't drive out on the open, that the games last longer. If there would have been a better solution where equal amount of good and bad players are on each team, and that's fine. You know, I would understand it's balanced, it's fair. But now, of course, there are other factors, but they've made teams where high win rate players, of course, with a high battle count, they have to pay the price because they're better. It is their responsibility to win the game for them. It is no longer random. And as I said, even when they released or made some information about the matchmaking, they said it is not skill-based. It is basically, as someone pointed out, a skill deterrent matchmaking, because the better you are, the worse teammate you will get. And on average, and that's what I've said again and again, on average, if I could win 67% of the battles by playing myself without even trying, just casually playing, because sometimes I would be on the good team and I don't have to sweat and carry hard. And, you know, that is part of it. Now, even after actively trying, I cannot be distracted a little bit if I'm playing solo. And if I'm playing off meta tanks, let's say, I can only get 45 to 50% win rate. If I want to win, I want to have enjoyable experience. It's not only about winning, it's about to have enjoyable experience. It's about to have relaxed environment to play. It is a casual game. You have to play in platoon with the stronger tanks, and sure, then you'll be able to win. Then you'll be able to decide, because one of the things the game cannot match is when you're in platoon, they might have better tanks, but you in platoon, you have the focus fire. You can prioritize target. You can share HP. That's what creates the difference. And because I don't think there are that many platoons I would face, if at all, that can be better than me in, I would say, 99% of the time. So that's the reason I can win better in platoon, not because the matchmaking is balanced. It's because the matchmaking cannot balance or put players where they can deal with the focus fire, because unless you're actually in platoon and you're good, you can't focus fire, you can't prioritize target, you can't share HP. And because of those reasons, this is the only way I can handle other players, and sometimes even that isn't enough. I was playing in a platoon, sometimes 2 members, sometimes 2, 3, sometimes I would win, but there would be cases I still would make no impact. And I just feel that you spend all this time playing this game, learning, so you get better, and only to be punished. It is like an unfair system. So why do I even, what's the point of play? So I'm making videos, and that's from content creator point of view. So Tiger Mouse came out, I had like 40% win rate. So basically I'm creating videos how to play the Tiger Mouse while I'm having 40% win rate in it. While you cannot do any of that and still maintain 50% win rate in it. How? So what should I tell people? Do not do anything if you want to have an enjoyable experience, because if you'll improve, you will get punished. Do let me know in comments what you think about the new matchmaking. Maybe you're happy with it, maybe you're not. And I'll catch you in the next one.